Welcome to Your Healthy Kitchen from YRMC.
Welcome to Your Healthy Kitchen. I'm your host, Rita Carey Rubin. You know, May is National Osteoporosis Month, and we are all about healthy bones here today, with talk about the nutrients, foods, and lifestyle habits that protect against bone loss, plus news about an effective non-invasive testing tool that can detect osteoporosis in its earliest stages. My very special guest is Kathi Hoffer, the Imaging Services Operations Manager at the BreastCare Center at YRMC. Kathi is here to tell us more about the DXA Scan screening services available at Prescott Medical Imaging and the BreastCare Center. And she'll also be helping me make an easy and delicious bone-building beverage. Welcome, Kathi.
Thank you, Rita.
Well, tell us about the importance of getting regular screening for osteoporosis.
Well, it's very important to know if you have bone loss or not, since it's very silent.
Yeah.
And the only way that you can know that you have bone loss is to have the DXA scan.
Yeah. And what exactly is a DXA scan?
So a DXA scan is, it's very low dose radiation. You lie down on a table and we image your spine, your hips, take some calculations and determine what your bone health is.
Okay, so it's a little bit like an X-ray?
It's very, yeah, it's an X-ray, but it's very low dose.
Very low dose, okay.
Yes, you don't even have to take your clothes off.
Great.
Yes.
So it's simple.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is it painless?
It is painless.
Wonderful, even
yes.
better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, I want to hear more about DXA.
Okay.
And also how somebody might schedule a screening.
Okay.
But let's start making our beverage.
Sounds good.
First. So we're actually making a homemade version of V8. It's a vegetable juice, and it has some tomatoes, bell peppers, a little bit of a scallion, some celery, lime juice, cucumber, a little basil, and cilantro. So 8 ingredients, and just blend it up in the blender. Super delicious, and a lot lower sodium than regular V8 would be.
Mm.
And you may be wondering why a vegetable juice is good for your bones. Well, lots and lots of studies worldwide have shown that people who eat a diet that's rich in fruits and vegetables, so meaning more than 5 servings a day, have greater bone density. So as you know, bone density measures how strong your bones are and reduces your risk for fracture. And so greater intake of fruits and vegetables also reduces risk of fracture, especially hip fracture. And yeah. And because bone is living tissue, right? Just like muscles and skin. And living tissue needs a variety of nutrients to be healthy. And with bone, as you know, calcium and vitamin D are right up there at the top of the list for important nutrients for bone health. But also some other nutrients that you find in fruits and vegetables are important, like vitamin C and vitamin K, magnesium, potassium, and also some phytochemicals. So phytochemicals are chemicals that you find in plants. Okay. And there's a class of phytochemicals called carotenes, which are really important for bone health. So you've heard of beta carotene.
I have.
Right? Carrots. Beta carotene is also found in things that are green and orange. And there's also some other carotenes called lutein and lycopene and zeaxanthine, all in things that are green and orange and red. So we have a beverage today that has all of that in it.
Lots of color.
Lots of color, lots of nutrients. So, so let's start chopping.
Okay.
We're going to fill this pitcher, this blender, with all these vegetables. So if you'll chop up a couple of those beautiful red bell peppers, I think I'll start chopping up some celery. And to make this a little easier to blend, especially if you don't have a more powerful blender, I just take a vegetable peeler and take off some of the extra fiber in the celery. It's really easy to do. And we'll also peel that cucumber as well. So super easy. So Kathi, tell me.
Put these in here?
Yeah, just throw them right in that blender. It's easy. Well, how would somebody know if they need or would benefit from a DXA scan? Like you said, osteoporosis is quiet.
Quiet,
You don't
it's
necessarily
silent.
know.
You never know. Well,
Yeah.
but you do know if you are living a sedentary lifestyle, not getting a lot of exercise. Weight-bearing exercise is very important for bone health.
Right.
Postmenopausal women are more at risk. You know, there's smoking, that also. So those would be clues that, ooh, maybe I need to talk to my doctor and see if I'm at risk. There's even some medications that a person can be on that would actually possibly affect their bone health. So talking to your doctor and explaining your lifestyle and your medical history would be very important in understanding your risk.
Right. And then I imagine if you have a family history of osteoporosis,
Yes.
that would be another risk factor. So some of the risk factors you can't change: your age,
No, can't change your age or,
if you have it in your family.
right.
But then some of those things, like you said, if you have a sedentary lifestyle or a smoker, those definitely increase your risk.
Yes.
So you would talk to your doctor, and then that doc would send a referral.
Yes,
Or
the doctor could either fax the order or give you the order. And if you have the order, you know, we need the order before we can do the test. You can call Imaging Services at 771-7577, and that will take you straight to the imaging schedulers, and you can go from there.
Okay. And I think you mentioned too that somebody can get, if they're having a mammogram.
Yeah, we
And-
now offer the services because they're both screening
They're both
studies.
screenings,
So a lot of times, since they're done, you know, annually or biannually, then women will just schedule their mammogram and their DXA at the same time. It's easier to keep track of that way if they're done, you know, at the same time.
Right. So
And we offer the services at PMI and the Breast Center, both for those services.
So both the mammogram and
Yes.
the DXA. That's great. So super convenient.
Yes,
Well, I think our picture is full.
it does look full.
It does, doesn't it? So I put a whole lime in here, but I peeled it. And good handful of tomatoes. These are cherry tomatoes. I bought them in the grocery store because we don't have any tomatoes growing in my garden right now. The cherry tomatoes have a lot more flavor than the other tomatoes you get, right, in the grocery
Definitely.
store. And
that part.
but you can also use canned tomatoes, so or boxed tomatoes. This is a great brand, a really flavorful brand. But maybe just look and make sure it's a brand that doesn't have any added sodium. So try to keep the sodium low as well. And so just canned would work just fine. We've got a full blender.
We do.
Shall we
You want
do
some
it?
water?
Yeah. So you could add
How
a little
much?
water. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe up to that line right there. So we have so many veggies that might help us blend it up.
Okay.
If you're doing this with a blender that's not quite so powerful, this is a Vitamix, you might chop those vegetables a little bit smaller and maybe not fill it quite so full. But Kathy is an experienced Vitamix
I love the
user here,
Vitamix.
so it's all yours.
Okay.
That's good. Wonderful. Then we're going to try this. And this is really a basic recipe. You can embellish. You can make this spicy if you like spice.
Love spice.
So you could throw in a chili or two, or maybe just some hot sauce. I've made it with fresh ginger, which gives it a little bit of an Asian flavor. Avocado might work really yummy in there. It's kind of getting like a gazpacho.
Yes.
You could also throw in some greens if you wanted to make it more of a green smoothie. Some spinach would be great. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. What do you think? Pretty good.
Very nice.
So for additional information on preventing osteoporosis, please visit the National Osteoporosis Foundation at nof.org. You'll find lots of helpful tips there on effective diet and lifestyle strategies for maintaining healthy bones, including these. So first, eat a diet with foods rich in calcium and vitamin D. as well as other important bone building nutrients, including potassium, magnesium, protein, vitamin C and K, and omega-3 fatty acids. Fill your meals with an abundance of brightly colored vegetables. Dark green veggies are good sources of calcium and vitamin K, and all fruits and vegetables contain potassium and vitamin C. Add some whole grains, beans, nuts, seeds, fish, and other lean proteins to the mix, and you'll be getting the magnesium, protein, and omega-3 fatty acids you need to keep your bones healthy and strong. Add some weight-bearing exercise like walking, hiking, stair-stepping, or even dancing to your daily routine, and build a bit of muscle with some strength training as well. It's a fact, strong muscles build strong bones. And most importantly, if you smoke, quit. Smoking is directly related to decreased bone density, and since it causes cardiovascular disease, lung disease, and cancer as well, your whole body will thank you for throwing away those cigarettes. Well, Kathi, thank you again for joining us here in your Healthy Kitchen. Yeah, it was wonderful having you here and learning about DXA and the great services at YRMC Imaging Services. And be sure to check out all of our videos and recipes at yrmchealthconnect.org. You can also follow me on Facebook at YRMC's Your Healthy Kitchen, where you can see what I'm making at home in my own kitchen, what's growing in my garden, and how to connect with many of the fun and educational food, health, and garden related events in our community. So until next time, eat or drink your bone building veggies, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.